Hello, warm greetings to everyone over here. Today we are exploring how proactive incident management can transform your organization support operations and how Favio can help you in empowering your team to achieve it efficiently. So in today's webinar, we will be discussing about few of the points like what is actually the proactive incident management and why is it crucial in today's time. The second thing which we will be discussing in today's webinar is about the cutting edge features which Favio offers to help you stay ahead of the incidents. Last but not the least, the real world examples of how these tools can benefit your team and customers. I would like to brief you about our organizations and our product Favio. So, as a Favio product, we started our journey in 2009, and since 2015, we have been developing our product Favio. In fact, we have two different products. One is the service Desk, and the other one is the Helpdesk. Also, we are the NASCOM and the IS certified company, and the word Favio comes from the Latin word which means favorable. So, talking about the proactivity. So, what is proactive incident management? So, proactive incident management refers to the approach of identifying, anticipating, and addressing the potential issues or disruptions before they occur or escalate into larger problems. It shifts our focus from the reactive problem solving, that is, fixing the issues after they arise, to prevent and preparedness. So, in short, proactive incident management basically tells about how, before an incident occurs in your organization, how you can proactively manage it, how you can handle it beforehand. Instead of it is a best chosen method instead of the reactive approach. In reactive approach, usually it happens like first we will be aware about okay the incident will come, the issues will come, and after that issue has come, we will be then trying to figure it out like what is the cause of it. Once the cause is being found out, then we will be planning like what will be our rollout plan, what will be our backup plan for this, and then once the planning is done, then we will be implementing the changes over there. Once those changes are done, then a particular release will be done. So this reactive measurement, which usually many organizations follows, usually have some of the time consuming elements, and also there are lots of manual efforts and the resources that are being utilized over there. To save our time and to prevent this manual effort, we prefer proactive incident management. So over here, what happens is like we can have some pre-active or predefined installations or some activity measures which we can follow so that whatever the incident that an organization or a company or some failure happens, we can proactively handle them so that we are benefited with various elements like it will save our time, it will save our cost, it will save our um, management and the manual efforts over here. So some of the key elements of the proactive incident management as we listed out over here is the early detection, the preventive measures, the automations, the knowledge sharing. So early detection usually means that whenever an incident occurs, before the occurrence of that incident, how early we can detect those issues. Second thing, if we are aware like okay these are certain scenarios in which there is a possibility that this issue can occur to your client or your organization, so before that incident occurs for you, we can have some preventive measures predefined so that what happens is like either we can avoid those incidents or avoid those situations, or else we can reduce the effort or reduce the effects which that problem is gonna impact our organizations. Third, we can use some automated process if you want. With the help of automation, what we can do is we can reduce our manual efforts. Our manual efforts will be reduced, our time will be saved over here with some certain kinds of automations, and obviously knowledge sharing. Whatever the incidents we are aware about, like just for an example, a system can went down if there is less server space. So we can have a backup. As a backup, we can have or free some space on the server so that the data can be handled over there. The incident management has been followed earlier as well, but in today's world, there are some challenges in the traditional methods. As some of the points over here are listed, the first one is about the delayed response time. Second is escalation of the issues. Third is lack of root cause analysis. Next is the unpredictable workloads, high dependencies on manual efforts, and last but not the least, the poor customer experiences. So, what happens in the traditional incident management, which company usually follows? Over there, there are certain delayed response time. By delay response time, we mean that suppose if your customers are approaching you for a certain kind of issues and that issue is new to your organization. So there it would be a time consuming task to find out the root cause and to plan on how you can fix these issues. So, depending upon it, there can be delays in the response time. Also, there can be another scenario where you have thousands of clients who would be approaching you for a particular issues. So instead of having a manual effort of replying to all those thousand clients, uh, what we can do is we can have some automations which can prevent this. So the previous traditional methods which incident management usually follows has a drawback that there are delayed responses which are given to your customers. Second, talking about the second is the escalation of the issues. As fixing of the issues, some minor issues can be fixed on time, but there are certain issues which are new and it can be a major issue for your organization. So in certain and in those kind of situations, what happens is there are some escalations been sent by the client. As far as your customers, they can think that okay, our issues are not being addressed, or the incident or the problem which we have approached to your company are not being handled properly. This can be the scenario which your clients or the customers can be thinking, and on that basis they can escalate these issues. Talking about the next is the lack of the root cause analysis. So sometimes what happens is like for certain problems, we do have we are aware about the root causes, but we fail to analyze like if how that root cause can be prevented in future. So the traditional incident management doesn't have the approach of addressing those issues proactively. So in this case, what happens is the root cause analysis uh, fails over here or is poor as expected. Next, talking about the workloads, there can be unpredictable workloads. Just for an example, if the server of the organization is down, so what happens like there would be a lot of manual efforts, there would be different teams which will be working about, like there would be operation team, there would be server team, there would be management team. All this team will be looking about like what is the root cause of it, why this server went down. So instead of finding why this server went down, there are three, if we can see in this scenario, there are actually three teams which are working on it. So in this way, there is a pressure on all the three teams to find out the root cause over here. And there can be, if the fault is with one particular team, there can be unpredictable workload that can be assigned to that team. So this is the drawback which we have seen in the traditional method of an incident management. Talking about the high dependencies on the manual effort, yes, as I have already discussed, like finding out the root cause, the problem, the issue, how we will be fixing those issues, what are the changes that are required, what is necessary release, and if our whatever the fixes which we are providing or the problems which we are solving, is it is it the best plan which we can provide it to our customers? Well, and what would be the impact of it? So, working on all the scenarios requires a lot of manual efforts from everyone. And obviously, if there are delays in the responses, if client is getting delays in your responses, the resolutions are not being met on time, then there will be a poor customer experiences. So, as far as now, these are the few traditional methods we have seen over here, and these were the actually the drawbacks and the setbacks of following them. Talking about more, we do have further we can discuss on these points like the SLA breaches, the resource inefficiencies, inadequate use of data, lack of collaboration. So in inadequate use of data, what happens is like suppose if we are new to any problem, we might not be aware about how many datas, what are the resources that would be required for fixing those issues. So that depends upon the inadequate and inefficient use of actual the data. Maybe that resource might be present in our organization, but we are not aware like how it should be implemented for these issues. So this can be prevented. Lack of collaborations, obviously, if there is any new incidents or new problem which your organization is facing, so there will be lack of collaborations between, if you are using third parties, there would be a communication gap, uh, because finding out like from where this problem has occurred is actually a difficult task and also a time consuming task. So SLA breaches, obviously, if your customers are not getting responses, timely responses, and the resolutions are not being delivered to them on timely basis, there will be the SLA breaches for both. And resource efficiencies is the last point which we will discuss in this webinar. So why this proactivity matters? So first is about the reduced downtime. It actually reduces our downtime period on resolving those issues. Like it can prevent disruptions by addressing the potential issues earlier. Second is about the enhanced customer satisfaction. So customer experiences fewer problems in this way and quicker resolutions. Obviously, if we are predefining how we will be fixing those issues, then there will be lesser manual efforts, and obviously we are providing the response and the resolutions to your customers at a very short duration of time, so which will help in enhancing the trust with your customers, and also there would be a very good relation with your organization and your clients. So with this proactivity, there is one more plus point about the increased team efficiencies. It actually reduces your workload by addressing the root causes instead of finding out the symptoms over here. Next is about the cost saving. So to avoid the high cost associated with the system outages or the escalated incidents. Also in cost saving, I would like to add one more point about it can also save the resources, the cost that we are investing in the resources. So it will save those as well. Improved service reliability. This is all. In this way, we can build the trust by ensuring the smooth operations and the reliable resource services. So first is about the automated ticket assignment. In this, we do have as we can see over here, we can assign tickets only to the agents who are logged in. Yeah, this is an automated process, and also plus it is time saving. What happens is, like, if your customers are approaching to you, they can handle it. Okay, this the customers are raising the issues within your organization, and the agents who are logged in will actually be able to handle those requests earlier than the agents who haven't logged in yet. So it will reduce the time, the response and the resolution time both. So talking about the next is assign ticket when agent is not accepting ticket. It is as per your organization's call. You can enable or disable this option. Talking about the assigning of tickets only when the agent's type matches the tickets type. In this case, what happens is, like, if there is some kind of ticket which has been raised by your client, and that incident and that ticket is actually of a service request type, or is it of something related to incident, something related to operations. So as per the type of the ticket, we can assign it to the agents type. So we can define the agents type who are expert in those areas. Like, if some agent is expert in handling the service request, we can assign those tickets to them. So in this way, what happens if any organization is having a VIP customers? So those customers can be handled very effectively by our by the seniors who are expert in those areas. Talking about the next is about allow department managers to auto approve for department members, and the next is about the allow team lead to auto approve for the team members. In both of the scenarios, what happens if suppose there is a delay, there is a service request or a ticket request or a email request which requires approval of the department member or the team members. In this case, what can happen is, if team lead or department members have the authority to auto approve on their behalf, it will actually reduce the department or the team's effort. So in this way, if the approval work is given beforehand by any of the team members or the team leads, so in this way, what happens is the further steps that needs to be taken on resolution of those issues can be handled properly. Assigning tickets only when the agent's location matches with the ticket type. Location, again, this feature is very beneficial, as if suppose there is a customer um, from a particular locations, and it has been handled by the agent who is actually present in the same location as that of the customers. So in this case, what can happen is there would be the communication gap. Suppose if that location, the native language, if they are communicating in the native language, what happens is the communication gap can be reduced in this case. So if communication gap is reduced, again, your customers trust will be built up in this scenario, and also you will be able to address those issues more effectively. About the departments, for this auto assign should be enforced, like whatever the settings which we have discussed over here. So if we want auto assign to be worked for all the departments, then we can select it as all. Or if we want that, okay, this automation process is fine and it should work with specific departments, then we can click on the specific departments, and we can select which departments we wanted. And also the last, the how many tickets, what is the maximum number in which the agents can be assigned ticket? So that can be done over here. Talking about the next is the intelligent reporting and analytics. Over here, the reporting plays an important role in your organization. With the help of the reports, you can actually get the data about if like how your organization is working. Are you responding to the clients on time? Is the resolution or the response SLA being met on time? How effectively you are handling the request, what is the priority of the ticket, how are the tickets that are having that are with the high or the emergency priority being handled in your organization, and so on. So with this type of reportings, we can have the data. And suppose, for example, there are certain issues like your organization is not able to respond to the clients on time. So in that case, what you can do is we can analyze this report, and based on the analysis, we can define like, okay, we can create some canned response or pre-responses for certain issues. Those issues which are occurring every now and then, we can create a canned response for them. So that what happens is, instead of typing the mail manually again and again, we have a canned response that we can use it multiple of times with multiple organizations and tickets. So over here, I have an example of the report analysis. So in this, I have created a sample feedback request analysis over here. In this example, as you can see, we have selected how many total feedback requests we have sent to the clients. So for example, if we have sent 80 requests, uh, how many how many feedback requests are being answered. So over here, the number is 5, and how many are not answered? It is 75. So on this basis, we can have a data. Okay, in this way, we can have certain analysis like, okay, we are, even though we are sending the feedback requests, there are very few clients who are sending the feedback. So we can make any modification in our feedback and feedback ratings which we are sending to the clients, or we can see like where the issue is happening, why the clients are not being satisfied at that level. So this report analytics, not only with the pie graph, we can have different chart types over here. So by which we can have the positive and the negative feedback. Next is about the knowledge-based integrations. So in this knowledge-based integrations, I have given you an example over here. We can have the articles over here, which can list about all the functionalities, all the features that we are gonna add or is already added, and how it works in the article. Also, if we want to have like, okay, like you can see the first example, Faveo Helpdesk in-depth report. In this case, we can create an article. We have created an article over here as an example, which will be describing about what is actually the Helpdesk in-depth report, how you will be using it, what are the features that are available, what are the functionalities that are available over there, and so on. So talking about the workflow automations, obviously, if we are having automations in our system, it will help us in handling our incidents proactively. So here is a simple example which I have given over here, like assigning a ticket to the department. So over here, I have created a scenario like, suppose if the ticket is coming from the source call, then it should get assigned to a department named as sales. So in this way, we can classify the departments. Not only of assignment, workflows have other features as well. Like if there is certain conditions, if the ticket type of the agent is this, or the ticket type of the department or the issue that has been raised is something called as operations, then what happens, we can underperform this action. We can either apply the approval workflow, we can either apply send the mail request to them, and so on, the other functionalities over here. So this is just an example on how you will be handling your work, your organization's drawbacks to enhance your productivity with the help of automations. in the workflows. Talking about next is with the integrations with various platforms. So if your organization is integrated with various platforms, what happens is not only your customers have to approach you with the emails, they can even approach you via different social medias like Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, mails, Twitter, SMS, telephonic calls, conversations, etc. So if your organization is integrated with various platforms, so in this case, what happens is like they will be just sending a small request. They will be sending the request in the form of a WhatsApp message like, "Hey, this is the feature and this is the issue which we are facing. Can you address it then?" So in Faveo, what happens is like as we are having the integrations with different platforms, all the requests which are being sent by the client to us are being handled proactively with the help of our product Faveo. So whenever the issues being raised, suppose from an Instagram, an issue is being raised, a client has said that, okay, this feature, I'm not aware of this feature. Can you help me in telling or describing more about these features? So they will be just sending an Instagram chat, and that Instagram chat will get converted as a ticket in your system. And when your agents are replying to them, they will get those responses in the form of Instagram chat answers only. So in this way, what happens is both the trust level of both your customers and your organization is being developed. Secondly, there are different ways and more easier way in which client can approach you. So as you can see, with the help of Facebook, whatever the Facebook messages, whatever the messages that your clients have been sending you as a Facebook message, it can get converted to tickets. Similarly, with the WhatsApp messages can be converted to the tickets and it can be addressed by your agents. Talking about the Instagram, your clients can raise a ticket by sending the messages on Instagram chat. Talking about the mailing, the emails can be converted to the tickets. The tweet which your clients are sending to your organization can be generated as a ticket in the system. The chat, using the chat, the customers can reach out to you for your services, whatever the services which you are offering, your customers can approach you. Another way and the more easier way is about the telephony services. The telephony calls can be recorded and converted to the tickets. So in this way, what happens is your clients can just ring a bell to your organization's number, and then with in that number they can record they can record a voice message. If those are being addressed by your agents, it is good. In case no agent is available, what happens is your customers have the privilege of sending a voice note to you over the telephonic call. So that voice note will be recorded and the ticket will be generated in your system. So in that ticket you will be having the recording in which the customers can uh, let us know about what the issues they are facing. Similarly, it can be as easy as sending the SMS. So clients can send the SMS messages, which can again be get converted to the tickets in your system. Here is an example, a case study example. Suppose if there is a organization which has to decide like what kind of search drivers they want to use. They can have the analysis of this based upon like, okay, in our organization we have a search functionality, but it is not as efficient as we want. Or before before implementing any new feature, they want a search feature to be added, but they are still confused like which kind of driver should we use for the search. Is it the database drivers or the mini search drivers? So based on the points of both the drivers, the functionality, the features which they offer, they can have an assumptions like database drivers offers general purposes search. The speed of database drivers is generally slower for the complex queries, and it operates directly on the database, and no synchronization is needed for the database drivers. Talking about the performance depends upon the indexing and the database optimizations, and this usually is slower for complex queries, and the built-in and but the built-in and the simpler, it is simpler to use for the basic needs. Talking about the media search, it has certain features like we can use media search drivers for advanced or full text searches to optimize our search operations. To if the syn but over here talking if we are talking about the synchronization of real-time accuracy, it is required. So optimization is of high speed. We can have high speed searches over here, and it is capable of handling large data sets efficiently. It requires additional efforts to configure and integrate over here. So suppose over here, as we talked about the features which database driver and media search drivers is having. So we have a certain features for both the search drivers. So based on our organization's criteria, we can select which is best for us. Suppose if our organization doesn't need any advanced searching, it needs a simple text-based search, or some or the data that your organization handling is lower. So for those kind of organization, they can prefer database search driver. It will be efficient for them because melee search driver is used for high or text-based or advanced-based text search, and the cost of it is also higher as compared to the database search driver. But for the organizations who are having huge amount of data and they require some advanced searching and they want a real-time accuracy, then database search driver is something which they will not prefer. Instead of that, they will prefer some advanced tech search drivers, like for example, in this case, is the melee search driver. So in this way, by having some takeaways, some analysis, the drawbacks, analyzing both the positive and the negatives of both the search drivers, they can have a brief overview of what is suitable to their clients. So some takeaways which they can have for this is about if they want to use the melee search, the use of the melee search would be for the advanced, fast, and user-friendly search with the typo tolerance and ranking. And if someone is opting for database search drivers, so they will be usually having the criteria like it would be simple, it would be integrated, and resource-light search needs over here. So this was just an example scenario in which we have taken the example of a search-based driver which your organization can choose. So depending upon your organization needs, you can proactively define or handle your requests or the problems or the issues that are being arised by your organization, instead of following the traditional old methods or the reactive methods of managing the issues. You can use the proactive incident management. So thank